So I'm making this video today because once again I witnessed female nature in real life, and these are the stories that are so true at any age with any woman when you're dating that it's too real not to actually take in and internalize these truths. So the example that I'm going to give you today is going to be a textbook example of the type of men that women categorize as quote unquote alpha, right? And ones who they have genuine intimacy and desire for, versus ones who are quote unquote beta and suited for long-term provisioning. So recently I went out on a date, okay? I'm sitting with this girl and we're talking, and I don't know how or why we got in the conversation of family for a little bit, but she was telling me that her parents were split or they were separated or they were divorced, and her dad's a doctor. I can't really remember what her mom does, but you have to hear this story because once you hear this and see this, it can't be unseen. So I'm sitting with her. She tells me that growing up there was a lot of arguing between her and her parents, okay, and eventually her mom left her dad. But get this, the reason that the woman left was not because, he was super beta. It was because there was a lot of arguments, tension, and turmoil. And to my guess, it seems like there was quite a bit of competition anxiety because from what I heard, he was a doctor. He had high status, right? There was probably other women after him. And that created a lot of tension and insecurity within the marriage. So she removed herself, got a divorce. You can't make this up. So a few years later, a woman remarries. Okay, and the mom remarries, and this lady's 30 or at least 45 to 50 years old. Remarries, is with the new husband for a couple years, and word for word, what this girl said in front of me when we were at the table together was that her mom got tricked into going back and sleeping with her dad multiple times again while she was married to the new guy. So she's going back to her ex-husband. And I look at her and I'm like, what do you mean tricked? And what she said was, well, if you met my dad, you'd know what I mean. He has a very good way with words. He seduced her into coming back, or he tricked her. So notice, it's not like anything had to happen. The woman genuinely left, strayed, cheated. Well, get this. So she's sleeping with the ex-husband while she's married to this new guy. And clearly at that age in her life, she has this new guy for provisioning, protection, somebody to talk to at night, somebody to lay by, somebody to snuggle with. But notice, all of that stuff that you feel is good relationship equity that builds the chemistry and the bond closer has nothing to do with who the woman actually desires. So here's what happens. Goes back to the ex, right? The ex-husband starts recording footage multiple times over of the intimacy and of the experiences that they're having in the bedroom, and now starts sending them anonymously to the new husband. Well, eventually, long story short, the wife then divorces the second husband, and now she goes back to her ex-husband and now remarries him. You can't make that up. That is an exact example of female nature. Now, here's what I can tell you. Women who oftentimes feel outsmarted, like notice even the language play that the girl told me. She's like, my mom was outsmarted, or she was tricked into coming back. She was seduced into coming back. Here's the reason why women find this extremely attractive, and it's very, very hard for them to pull away or to turn down the type of man that can do that. So if you know how to work your words properly and seduce a woman properly, it removes an element of them feeling as if they are the one who is completely in control of the outcome at that time verbally. And it's very attractive because it demonstrates higher value. If you're one step ahead verbally, if you're 2 steps ahead verbally, if you're 3 steps ahead verbally, it's almost like women want to be outsmarted because it truly does show not only competence when it comes to seduction, but it's almost a form of like mental dominance, right? It's like a frame that they can't let go of. And truly, the one who is getting her intimacy, the one who is getting her genuine desire, like that is the one ultimately who that woman is serving, and that's the one who that woman is pleasing in bed. It's very, very tough for a woman to please 2 different men like that, or it's very, very tough for a woman to have genuine desire for 2 guys at the exact same time. The guy who is consistently doing those things with her is ultimately the one that she's now thinking about day in, day out, night out. And this is why the funny thing with women is that you will notice they can have 20 options in their inbox. They can have 100 guys on direct messenger. They can have all of these guys trying to flirt with them. they don't even see them if their heart and their mind and their soul is attached to one specific guy. It's like when they bond with that guy who was, very dominant or able to take control of their emotions, it's like it's almost a vice grip that it can't let go of their brain. And that's why you have to remember that at all times you need to be working on yourself to be the best option. At all times you need to be crafting yourself into who you want to be. Because the fact is this, if you're going to choose to date in modern day times today, like if you're going to choose to date with, like if you live in some sort of, industrialized country, first world country, like the West as they call it, if you live in the West and you're going to date in today's day and era, you have to understand this. Majority of people today, they've had multiple partners, their body count is multiple people, and because of that, there's a lot of experiences and there's a lot of guys that typically you are compared to. Vice versa, same thing goes for women. So if you're going to choose to date, you're going to have to do the proper precautions that it takes to make yourself a man of value, to be strong and stoic in times that you need to, and ultimately not get emotional. But the gist of this story, for me to witness female nature in real life, I'm sitting there, I'm hearing this, okay? I'm listening to it, I'm just nodding my head and smiling. Oh, okay. And in the back of my head, I consistently understand there is no such thing as being tricked or outsmarted into coming back. You either cheated or you didn't. Okay, you either allowed yourself to become seduced, you either kept in contact with your ex-husband in that situation, or you didn't. And if the woman was married to the new guy, if she was truly loyal, if she was truly faithful, if she truly had genuine desire for that new husband that she's married to, in no way, shape, or form would she have even considered to go back to her ex. The conversation wouldn't even have evolved. There would have probably been no communication. And from what it sounds like, the kids and the siblings were well old enough where they don't need any back and forth communication regarding mom and dad. So that's what you have to remember. What you have to remember is you 100% need to look out for things like that. And you have to be able to spot the BS in the code when you see it. Because if you don't, you're going to be hit with so much pain because you were naive to the game. And that's why not only do you have to have a good screening qualification, a good screening potential for women who have genuine desire for you versus ones who don't, but you have to consistently be on top of your game 24/7, and if you're not, you're going to be hit with the pains of the modern dating game. So that's my video for you today. I hope that I explained that well enough. I hope that you understand that when I'm witnessing these things out in the field for myself, when I'm actually dating women and I'm actually seeing these experiences and I'm speaking with them and like they are telling me this directly from their mouth, you can't make this up. So that's where we're going to wrap up for today. I have multiple links in the bio when it comes to MBT, Masculinity Blueprint Accelerator. We are closing enrollment very soon for that for Q2. So there's a quick link you want to jump into. There's also a webinar running at multiple times of the day for that. Also, what we do have available for you is we do have a few seats open this month for one-to-one coaching inside of my men's full stack 1%er program. If you're on your mission to be a man of value, if you're looking for hidden secrets to increase your finances, find your purpose, stay on that purpose, and ultimately you want me as a coach